The Carter family drove for hours. Their new home awaited, a rambling old Victorian house. "It's going to be an adventure," Dad said, smiling. But 12-year-old Billy wasn't so sure. The house loomed over them, dark and imposing. Its windows were like watchful eyes. As they stepped inside, the musty air seemed to whisper secrets. Billy shivered. This house held stories. He could feel it. The first night, Billy heard them, faint whispers coming from the walls. "Hello?" he called out, his voice trembling. Silence. He told his parents, but they dismissed it. "Just the house settling," Mom said, but the whispers continued each night, growing louder. They were faint murmurs, impossible to understand. Billy felt a chill run down his spine. Someone, or something, was trying to communicate. One afternoon, exploring the dusty attic, Billy stumbled upon a loose floorboard. Curiosity got the better of him. He pried it open. Beneath lay a small wooden box. Inside, he found old photographs and a tarnished silver locket. The locket held a miniature portrait of a young girl with sad eyes. The whispers seemed louder now, urging him to uncover more. He knew he had to find out who the girl was. Hidden beneath the floorboards, along with the box, was a small leather-bound diary. The house had been abandoned for decades, its secrets buried under layers of dust and time. The discovery of the diary was like unearthing a piece of history, a window into a life long forgotten. Its pages were filled with elegant handwriting. Each stroke of the pen told a story, each word a glimpse into the past. The diary was meticulously kept, the ink still vibrant despite the years that had passed. It was clear that the writer had poured her heart and soul into these pages. It belonged to the girl in the locket, Amelia. The locket, tarnished with age, held a delicate portrait of a young girl with a wistful expression. Amelia's eyes seemed to hold 1,000 untold stories, her gaze both haunting and captivating. She had lived in the house over 100 years ago. The photograph, sepia-toned and worn, showed Amelia in her prime, dressed in the fashion of the early 1900s. Her life, once vibrant and full of promise, was now a distant memory, preserved only in the pages of her diary. The diary entries revealed a lonely girl trapped in a world of secrets. Amelia wrote of her isolation, her longing for companionship, and the heavy burden of the secrets she was forced to keep. Her words painted a picture of a life filled with sorrow and unspoken fears. She wrote of strange noises and hidden passages within the house, the creaking of floorboards, the whispers in the walls, and the hidden corridors that seemed to lead nowhere. Amelia's diary was a testament to the eerie and mysterious nature of the house she once called home. Billy felt a connection to Amelia. As he read her words, he could almost hear her voice, feel her presence. The loneliness and fear that Amelia had experienced resonated deeply with him. He felt a strange kinship with the girl from the past, as if their souls were somehow intertwined. He was determined to uncover the truth behind her words. Billy's curiosity was piqued, and he felt a burning desire to learn more about Amelia's life and the secrets she had kept. He spent hours poring over old books, exploring the abandoned house with a flashlight, and meticulously examining every entry in the diary. The more he learned, the more he felt compelled to uncover the mysteries that had haunted Amelia's life. He knew that the answers he sought were hidden within the walls of the old house, and he was determined to find them, no matter what it took. Section 5. The Secret Passage. One entry in Amelia's diary mentioned a secret passage behind the fireplace in the living room. Billy rushed downstairs. Could it be true? He carefully examined the fireplace, running his hand over the cold stones. He noticed a loose brick. With all his strength he pulled. The brick moved, revealing a dark opening concealed behind it. The whispers intensified, urging him forward. Following a narrow, dusty passage, Billy found himself in a hidden room. It was small and bare, except for a single wooden chair and a table with a lantern on it. As he raised the lantern, its light illuminated the wall, revealing a horrifying message scrawled in what appeared to be blood-red paint. "Beware the whispers," it read. Suddenly the whispers surrounded him, swirling around him like a furious wind. He was trapped. Billy's heart pounded in his chest. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and forced himself to speak. "Amelia?" he whispered. The whispers abruptly stopped. A single voice, soft and melancholic, replied, "Help me." It was Amelia. trapped within the walls of the house. She had been trying to warn him. The whispers weren't malevolent, just lost and afraid. Billy knew he had to help her find peace. Guided by Amelia's voice, Billy ventured deeper into the old abandoned house. The air was thick with dust and the floorboards creaked under his weight. Shadows danced on the walls, creating an eerie atmosphere that would have frightened most children. But Billy was determined. He had heard the whispers for as long as he could remember, and he knew he had to find their source. After what felt like hours of searching, Billy discovered a hidden box within the secret room. The room itself was a relic of the past, filled with forgotten memories and long-lost treasures. The box was covered in a thick layer of dust, and its hinges were rusted with age. Billy's heart raced as he carefully opened it, revealing its contents. Inside lay a small toy horse worn with age. The toy was intricately carved with faded paint and tiny details that hinted at its former glory. It was clear that this toy had once been cherished, loved by a child who had long since passed. Billy could almost feel the history emanating from it, a tangible connection to the past. It was Amelia's most prized possession, a toy she had held dear during her short life. The whispers had led Billy to this very moment, guiding him to uncover the secret that had been hidden for so long. He could feel Amelia's presence, a gentle, comforting sensation that filled the room. The toy horse had been lost within the walls for over a century, forgotten by time and buried beneath layers of history. The house itself seemed to sigh with relief as Billy held the toy in his hands, as if it had been waiting for this moment to finally let go of its secrets. As Billy carried the toy horse back through the passage, the whispers grew quiet, their once insistent murmur fading into silence. The house, which had always felt cold and unwelcoming, now seemed to embrace him with a warmth he had never felt before. It was as if the very walls were thanking him for bringing peace to their restless spirit. Replaced by a sense of peace, Amelia was finally free. The burden of her unfinished business had been lifted, and her spirit could now rest. Billy felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing that he had helped a lost soul find its way. The house, once filled with sorrow and regret, now felt like a place of healing and closure. He left the toy horse in his room, placing it gently on his nightstand where the morning sunlight could touch it. The toy, once a symbol of loss and longing, now stood as a testament to the power of compassion and understanding. It was a reminder of the young girl who had haunted the house and the boy who had set her free. A reminder of the young girl who had haunted the house and the boy who had set her free. The whispers had faded, but the memory of Amelia and her cherished toy would live on, a story passed down through generations, a tale of love, loss, and the enduring power of a child's heart. The whispers never returned. The once eerie silence that filled the house had been replaced by a comforting stillness. The shadows that used to dance menacingly on the walls now seemed to embrace the light that filtered through the windows. It was as if the house itself had taken a deep breath and exhaled all its fears and sorrows. The house, once dark and eerie, felt warm and welcoming. The transformation was almost magical. The creaky floorboards now sang a gentle lullaby, and the once cold and uninviting rooms were now filled with warmth and light. The old furniture, which had seemed so foreboding, now added a touch of charm and history to the cozy living spaces. Billy continued to learn more about Amelia's life through her diary. Each page he turned revealed a new story, a new piece of the puzzle that was Amelia's life. He discovered her dreams, her fears, her joys, and her sorrows. It was as if he was getting to know a dear friend, someone who had lived a life full of adventure and emotion. He even convinced his parents to display her portrait in the living room. The portrait, which had once seemed so haunting, now felt like a cherished family heirloom. It was a reminder of the connection they had with the past, and a symbol of the new beginning they were creating together. He knew Amelia was still there, watching over them. He could feel her presence in the gentle rustle of the curtains, in the soft creak of the floorboards, and in the warm glow of the fireplace. She was a guardian, a silent protector who watched over the family with love and care. But she wasn't a scary ghost anymore. She was a friend, a comforting presence that brought a sense of peace and security to the house. Billy often found himself talking to her, sharing his thoughts and dreams, knowing that she was listening and understanding. The house was no longer a source of fear, but a place filled with memories. It was a place where the past and the present coexisted in harmony, where every corner held a story, and every room echoed with laughter and love. The family had created new memories, new traditions, and new bonds that would last a lifetime. Billy knew with a certainty that warmed him that their adventures were just beginning. The house, with its rich history and newfound warmth, was the perfect place for new stories to unfold. He looked forward to the future with excitement and hope, knowing that they were not alone and that Amelia would always be a part of their journey.